House Stark. The direwolf of House Stark stands against a cold grey background, reflecting the harsh northern lands they rule from Winterfell. Direwolves are rare and tied closely to the old magic of the north, which mirrors the Starks' deep connection to tradition and the old gods. Their sigil feels grounded and solemn, much like the family's sense of duty and honor, making it one of the most recognizable symbols in the realm. Their words, "Winter is coming," serve as both a warning and a philosophy shaped by the long, unforgiving seasons of the north. Their ancestral seat is Winterfell, an ancient stronghold that embodies endurance and history. House Lannister. The golden lion of House Lannister roars across a crimson field, projecting wealth, dominance, and pride. Lions have long symbolized royalty and strength in real-world heraldry, and here it reinforces the Lannisters' belief in their own superiority. The bright gold against red suggests both immense riches and a willingness to spill blood to maintain power. It captures the family's commanding presence in the political landscape of Westeros. Their motto, "Hear me roar," reflects their confidence and authority, though the phrase, "A Lannister always pays his debts," is more commonly spoken. Their ancestral seat is Casterly Rock, a vast fortress carved into a mountain overlooking the sea. House Targaryen. The three-headed dragon of House Targaryen coils across a black background, representing fire, conquest, and legacy. Each head is often interpreted as symbolizing different aspects of the dynasty or the three original dragons used during the conquest of Westeros. Dragons themselves are creatures of destruction and rebirth, tying directly to the Targaryens' identity as both rulers and outsiders. The sigil's stark red and black palette reinforces their association with fire and blood. Their words, "fire and blood," capture their fierce nature and the legacy of conquest. Their ancestral seat is Dragonstone, a volcanic island fortress steeped in Valyrian design. House Baratheon. The crowned stag of House Baratheon charges across a golden field, symbolizing strength, fury, and rightful rule. The stag is a powerful and aggressive animal, often linked to dominance in the wild, while the crown emphasizes their claim to the Iron Throne. The imagery feels bold and straightforward, much like the personalities of many Baratheon leaders. It reflects raw power rather than subtle strategy. Their words, "Ours is the fury," underline their explosive temperament and forceful approach to rule. Their ancestral seat is Storm's End, a castle built to withstand the fiercest storms of the Narrow Sea. House Greyjoy. The golden kraken of House Greyjoy stretches across a black sea, embodying the dangers of the ocean and the ironborn way of life. Krakens are mythical sea monsters, representing unpredictability and overwhelming force from below the surface. The dark background mirrors the deep waters they command, while the gold hints at the treasures they seize through raiding. This sigil reinforces their identity as fierce seafarers who take rather than trade. Their words, "We do not sow," reflect their culture of raiding rather than farming. Their ancestral seat is Pike, a harsh and wind-beaten fortress perched on the Iron Islands. House Tyrell. The golden rose of House Tyrell blooms on a green field, symbolizing beauty, growth, and prosperity. Unlike the more aggressive animals of other houses, the rose suggests refinement and subtle influence. The Reach, their homeland, is fertile and abundant, and the sigil reflects that wealth through agriculture rather than conquest. It also hints at hidden thorns, suggesting that their charm can conceal calculated ambition. Their words, "growing strong," emphasize steady growth and quiet expansion of influence. Their ancestral seat is Highgarden, a lush and elegant castle surrounded by fertile lands. House Martell. The red sun pierced by a golden spear of House Martell represents resilience, passion, and vengeance. The sun reflects the harsh heat of Dorne, while the spear signifies both warfare and the story of their unbroken resistance against conquest. The combination feels unique among Westerosi sigils, emphasizing endurance rather than domination. It captures the Martell's fiery independence and their refusal to be subdued. Their words, "unbowed, unbent, unbroken," speak to their defiance and enduring spirit. Their ancestral seat is Sunspear, a striking castle that rises from the desert shores of Dorne. House Arryn. The white falcon and crescent moon of House Arryn stand against a sky-blue background, evoking height, clarity, and isolation. The falcon represents sharp vision and precision, fitting for a house that rules from the towering eyrie high in the mountains. The moon adds a sense of calm oversight, as if watching from above. Together, they reflect a house that values honor and distance from the chaos below. Their words, as high as honor, reinforce their elevated ideals and reputation for integrity. Their ancestral seat is the eyrie, a near inaccessible castle perched atop the mountains of the moon. House Tully. The silver trout of House Tully leaps against flowing red and blue, symbolizing life sustained by rivers and adaptability. As rulers of the Riverlands, their identity is tied closely to waterways, which are both a source of prosperity and vulnerability. The trout may seem modest compared to lions or dragons, but it reflects resilience and the ability to navigate shifting currents. It suits a house often caught between larger powers. Their words, family, duty, honor, define their guiding principles and sense of responsibility. Their ancestral seat is Riverrun, a castle strategically positioned between converging rivers. House Fry. The twin towers of House Fry stand over blue and gray, symbolizing control, passage, and opportunism. Their sigil reflects the twins, the bridge they own, which serves as a critical crossing point over the river. Rather than strength or honor, their power comes from location and leverage. It captures a house that thrives by controlling access and making calculated decisions based on advantage. Their words, "We stand together," suggest unity, though their actions often tell a more complex story. Their ancestral seat is the Twins, a pair of fortified castles connected by a bridge over the Green Fork. House Bolton. The flayed man of House Bolton hangs starkly against a pale background, a deeply unsettling symbol of cruelty and domination. Unlike the noble beasts or elegant emblems of other houses, the Bolton sigil is deliberately gruesome, reflecting their history of brutality and their former practice of flaying enemies. It conveys fear as a weapon, suggesting that their rule is maintained through terror rather than loyalty. The simplicity of the design only heightens its impact, making it one of the most disturbing banners in Westeros. Their words, "Our blades are sharp," carry a double meaning, hinting both at martial skill and their infamous methods. Their ancestral seat is the Dreadfort, a grim and foreboding castle that mirrors their reputation. House Baratheon of Storm's End and Dragonstone. Though sharing the crowned stag of the main Baratheon line, the branches of Storm's End and Dragonstone take on distinct identities shaped by their leaders and circumstances. At Storm's End, the stag on gold continues to symbolize raw strength and enduring authority, grounded in tradition and the legacy of rule. The castle itself, built to withstand relentless storms, reinforces themes of resilience and unyielding power. In contrast, the Baratheon line at Dragonstone adopts a darker interpretation, often depicted as a fiery hart with the crowned stag, reflecting the influence of Stannis Baratheon and his association with the Lord of Light. This variation blends Baratheon fury with a sense of destiny and divine judgment. While both branches uphold the words, "Ours is the fury," Storm's End represents inherited strength and legitimacy, whereas Dragonstone embodies rigid determination and a belief in rightful, almost fated rule.